Hi students, today I'm going to show you how to practice rolling along on your own at home so you can be prepared for class next week. Before we do that, we're going to do plenty of finger practice, switching between B flat and C and D. So as a reminder, our fingering for B flat, we have our first finger on our left hand and our thumb. And on our right hand, we have our pinky and our first finger down. So both first fingers, thumb and pinky. So here's B flat. Now to switch to C, I need to pick up my thumb of my left hand and my first finger of my right hand. So I have B flat and C. So C is just the first finger and the pinky. And make sure that you have your flute on your shoulder while you're doing this, so to make sure you're feeling confident that you won't drop your instrument when you're fingering C. It's also very important that I remember to keep the side of my finger against the flute there. That's going to help me feel secure holding the flute to play C. So let's do some finger practicing, switching back and forth between B flat and C. C, these two down, B flat, back to C, back to B flat. C and B flat. Do that as many times as you need to till you feel really confident. Remember, try not to look as you're moving your fingers. Don't look until you've actually moved to double check, since we can't look at our fingers while we're playing. Okay, now let's try C to D. So start with C, thumbs up, first finger's up. And so the switch from C to D is actually just flopping all of our fingers. So everything that is up goes down, and the two fingers that are down go up. Everything flips, right? And it's important that I keep my fingers close to the keys so I don't have to reach and find the keys. I just have to push down or pick up, right? Go. Especially with this hand. I don't want to let these fingers pull away when I don't use them, because then I'll have to reach, and I might not reach far enough. Remember, we have to skip that key in between. If I let my fingers come back towards my first finger, then your chances of hitting the wrong two keys are higher, right? So I've got my fingers stretched out over the keys, and I'm going to switch to D and back to C. Forget your thumb back there. D and C. Practice that switch lots of times. Even just a minute or two a day, you'll be amazed at how quickly you get confident and you can do it without thinking so hard about it. Once you feel comfortable with those finger switches, let's go ahead and take a look at rolling along. Okay, so rolling along is on page 6. The copies that I gave you, this is the one where the page where your first 5 notes are reviewed at the top and gives you a reminder of the fingerings in case you forget. And it's number 14 here. So we're going to start by looking at just the first measure. So when we practice, it's important that we slow things down, that we shorten. So we're going to shorten it by doing just the first measure, and that we simplify things. So we're going to simplify this by first just naming the notes. So let's go ahead and do that, starting the first measure. 1, 2, name the notes. D, C, B flat, C. That one more time. Ready? Go. D, C, B flat, C. Do that as many times as you need to till you're confident and you know what the note names are before you try to do it with the fingerings. So rest the flute against your shoulder. Get your fingers set for D. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do D, C, B flat, C. And I want you to just go for it and let your fingers move. They might not get there the right time or on the right keys, but you've got to try to just let them move. And the more you practice the switches, the more accurate you'll be. So try not to slow down and speed up depending on how tricky the finger switches are. Try that one more time. 1, 2, fingers, and name the notes. D, C, B flat, C. So do that as slowly as you need to do it confidently, as many times as you need to. And once you feel comfortable with that, go ahead and try to play, doing your best to tongue the notes as you go. 1, 2, ready, play. Again, 1, 2, ready, play. Do that over and over again, as many times as you need to feel confident. Let's now go ahead and look at the second measure. So you notice on the second measure, it's the 3 quarter notes are all the same note. Go ahead and take a second to name that note. Okay. Do you see that it's a D? All 3 are Ds. D, 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 rest. Let's do those fingers. Ready, go. D, 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 rest. Let's give it a try playing it. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. One more time. Ready, play. Rest. Great. Once you feel confident with that measure, let's go ahead and try the first 2 measures together. Let's do the fingers and name the notes first. 1, 2, ready, name the notes. D, C, B flat, C, D, 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 rest. That was too fast. You go as slow as you need to on your own at home. Once you feel confident with the fingers, go ahead and play it. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. Great. And do that over and over again till you feel confident. Maybe if you can play it 5 times in a row without making a mistake, you're ready to move on. Looking at the third measure, you notice we have 3 quarter notes and a quarter rest again. But this time we're going to play 3 C's. So let's give that a try. Get your fingers ready for C. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. More time. Ready, play. Rest. Good. You feel confident with that measure? Let's try from the beginning again. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. Very good. Again, do that as many times as you need to feel confident, and then move on to the fourth measure. Again, we have 3 quarter notes and a quarter rest, but this time the notes we're going to play, the pitches, are D, going up to F, and another F. Let's do the fingers and name the notes for that. Ready, go. D, F, F, rest. Ready again, back to D. Ready, go. D, F, F, rest. When you feel ready to go on, give it a try playing it. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. One more time. Ready, go. Rest. Once you've got that measure down, try playing from the very beginning, all 4 measures. Fingers set for D. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest. Very good. Now let's take a moment to study the music as we go on to the second line. See, we have a note here at the top that says go to this next line because we have a regular bar line here. That tells us the music's not over yet and we need to go on. So if we take a look at the first measure of the second line, you may see it looks familiar. And compare it to the first measure of the first line and we see that they're exactly the same. We've already learned that measure, so we can go on. The second measure of the second line is the same as the second measure of the first line. So we know both of these measures already, so we don't have to practice it separately, and that saves us time when we're practicing. So if we go ahead on to the third measure, you notice that it starts off the same as the first line, but it's a little bit different from here to the end. So let's try practicing and naming the notes just for these last two measures. 1, 2, name the notes. C, C, D, C, B flat. Again, ready, go. C, C, D, C, B flat. Once you feel confident with the note names, let's try to do the fingers at the same time. Ready, go. C, C, D, C, B flat. Ready, again. C, C, D, C, B flat. By now you might be noticing why it was so important to practice our B flat C and our C to D switches. There are a lot of them in this song. And when you feel confident with those last two measures, the fingers, go ahead and try to play it. 1, 2, ready, play. 4, very good. One more time, back to C. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, rest, rest. Now let's try the whole second line. Go back to the beginning of the second line and try to play that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that as many times as you need to feel confident, and then go back to the very beginning of the song and try to play the whole thing. Here we go. Fingers set for D, beginning of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. I've also posted this as an assignment on Smart Music. So you can go on if you have an account set up, and you can hear what it sounds like and practice playing and record and listen back to your recordings, and then also submit it to me. I would love it if you could do that so I can listen and give you some feedback. Now this is all going to happen in one day of practice. This is going to take several days and break it up 15 to 20 minutes at a time, and be patient with yourself, and you will be able to master this in no time at all. Thanks, and happy practicing.